Hey guys, Zach here, and today we're going to be talking about our support characters, Enzo and Eugen. Now, in the first few weeks of the game, everyone was super excited about your Bunny, Lepic, and Galay for how much damage they were able to put out, and while they are still very good characters and absolutely awesome to be grouped up with, the support characters are rising up in popularity as well, and for good reason. With bosses getting more tanky and hitting harder, having more ammo, map-wide healing, and debuffs on demand are becoming much more popular to get through these encounters. So we're going to walk through some of my favorite builds for these characters and why you should be thinking about building them up in the future. We're going to start off with our Eugen build first. Eugen wasn't my favorite character, especially when I saw them early on in the game, but as we have progressed, Eugen is becoming one of my more favorite characters to run, especially as a support character. Enzo's really great, providing buffs to the team. Eugen is also very great for providing a lot of utility for the team as well. For his external component set, we went with the Frozen Heart set, mostly for the 4-piece set, where it gives your skill cooldown, and then it gives you yourself a buff for providing enough benefits to your team, that being the firearm weak point damage, the skill critical hit rate, and then the firearm critical hit rate as well. With any set where I'm spamming abilities, I always make sure to max out as much as I can the MP recovery stats. So we have MP recovery out of combat, we have the max MP recovery in combat, and then the MP recovery modifier as well. That way we can keep spamming our heal pretty much on cooldown. We went with a fusion reactor with skill cooldown and skill cost reduction to make things nice and easy. And then with our modules, we have a pretty bare bones build for this character. It did have a energy activator and then just 2 additional slots put in for our increased HP and then maximized duration. For your everyday settings, you could literally just switch this over to a defense mod, but your defense doesn't really matter when you're going up against Gluttony, which is why we put in maximized duration. The big things that make this build really great is going to be the amount of cooldown that we have from skill cooldown or for nimble fingers and MP conversion, and then just a little bit more duration for maximized duration. That's pretty much all you need. What we're going for is that 13-second big ultimate heal that is map wide, and then just a little bit more duration for our debuff to take advantage of using our 2 ability to give more damage against the boss. We went with Duty of Sacrifice. That is literally the thing that's going to make us be able to heal map wide without having to be near people. And then we went with Passionate Sponsor. This is the big one. This, along with Shot Focus, this is essentially giving us 90% extra firearm damage at all time because we don't have any skill abilities to use. So this is really pumping up the damage that we're able to do. You could also go really hard into this build and fill out more spaces to make either your heals better or to take reduced damage. That's why I put auto immunity and safe recovery in there. That's reducing the damage we're taking flat across the board by about 15%. Makes us a little bit tankier without having to invest into the different elements. But of course, you could absolutely put more slots into Eugen so that you could put those resists in. The build's not really hard to understand. You just use your 4 on cooldown to give yourself that big firearm bump, and then Shot Focus is active all the time, and then you have the defense. So this is allowing us to just run around and heal nonstop, and it's great. And it's a great way to play a support character. Now for our Enzo, they're going to be played a little bit differently. What we are using for his set instead is the Annihilation set, because it's just going to increase his damage across the board just for taking a little bit of damage, and it's okay for him to take damage because of that. We went with our regular dimension skill power. It really doesn't matter. What you're really looking for is skill cooldown and skill duration up. If you get the extra damage, it's really great, but it's definitely not needed for what we're using him for. Same thing, we're going to go with the MP recovery out of combat, the max MP recovery in combat, and then an MP modifier. Any defense and health you get through that set, which this is one of the more tanky sets for that, is really great. But with your bosses like Gluttony, it's not super needed. Same thing, we're going to be stacking duration and cooldown throughout this entire thing, along with Passionate Sponsor. This is your best module when it comes to your support characters, because every time you give the buffs out, it's going to increase your firearm damage and then shot focus as well. Now we have a lot of skill power reduction modifiers in this build because we don't really care about our ability damage. The things that we care about are your uptime, which we have a 14-second duration on a 27-second cooldown. So we are able to give everybody that big boost of firearm attack, firearm crit rate increase, and then our big buff is going to be our supply firearm enhancer, where it's going to give the weak point damage and the firearm critical hit rate increase. And this you can put down every 6.2 seconds. You literally can't get through Enduring Legacy's mag quick enough. So we could honestly lose a little bit of cooldown, but I like having the ammo going to the group as much as possible. This build, we've definitely invested more into. You can see we've got 5 additional slots put in, but you could definitely get away with less. This is just a nice clean build using the supply firearm enhancer red mod. For Gluttony specifically, every once in a while I will just run these 6 mods instead because it's going to give you that big reduction in damage taken. Your cooldowns don't matter as much just because of how the fight typically goes if you're LFGing. Every video that I record, it is with a bunch of LFGs, so having a little bit more survivability is more important to me than just running around and nuking everything down, which is why you can pretty much run this on any single character, and you're going to do pretty well. Auto immunity, it's going to give you that reduced incoming damage, shot focus, and then your resist mods with an HP mod so that you can actually tank a few hits, and then whatever red mod that you choose to run. This is just a really easy way to get through encounters. You're not going to be doing the most damage, but it is very consistent, keeping you alive. And if you're playing a support character, you can be the one who runs and gives reses or just helps out in whatever room or role that you need to fill. But that is going to be it for the video today. I hope that helps give some insight in how I like to run support characters and what to be building towards. I'm going to throw another clip of the Enzo using his survivability build here at the end. If you have any questions, like always, let me know. And if there's anything you'd like to see, let me know in the comments, and we'll try to get another video out to you in the next couple days. Hope you have a good one. Peace out.